Master Mage, Season 1, Episode 11. In the previous video, Fang, Yan, and Sam witnessed an aquatic monster kidnapping a little boy. Fang had tried his best to stop the aquatic monster. He had saved the boy but got a severe injury and needed time to recover. Master Jackie could not acquire the monster on his own. He had to wait for Fang to recover totally to take action. He had come to the river and shielded the aquatic monster within 7 days by his magical trap. In just a blink of an eye, 7 days had passed by. Master Jackie and Fang had to take action instantly, or the other innocent people would get hurt. Master Jackie came to the river bank to check the shield first. In the meantime, Fang and Sam ran towards the market to find the necessary thing for the battle. Fang was not recovering 100%, but he tried to run for his life, knowing how important the battle was. On the way to the market, the little boy asked Fang why they headed to the market but not the river with the master. Fang replied that they had a very important thing to borrow. Sam was confused about what Fang was mentioning, but seeing the hurry in Fang's voice, he didn't speak up any longer. He ran after Fang, the two brothers, straight to Bao's fish booth. Once he reached the booth, it was closed. He realized that Bao must have come to the river to help his master. He intended to leave, but he heard someone calling for him. That was Cheng, the next door meat vendor who waved at Fang. Fang was in a hurry, but seeing the fat Cheng was waving at him, he could not be impolite, so he stepped towards the meat booth. Cheng asked why Fang was in such a hurry. Fang replied that he wanted to find Bao to borrow an important thing, but Bao had already gone to the river to help Master Jackie. He should come there to find Bao. Cheng gave Fang a big smile, then took out a key. That was the key of Bao's door. Bao and the fat Cheng were like brothers, so if one of them headed out, they would give the other one their house's key just in case. Seeing the key, Fang rushed Cheng to open the door instantly. It was fortunate that if Fang didn't talk to Cheng, he had to leave there empty-handed. While Fang and Cheng were opening the door, the little boy got a weird reaction. Didn't hear the boy's sound. Fang called him aloud, but Sam was frozen. He was likely to be hypothesized by something at the meat booth. Fang had to turn back to check on Sam. It turned out the little boy was attracted by the fresh blood at the booth. Fang didn't want everything to be more complicated. He held Sam's hand and dragged him away. Our little savage boy still needed a long time to get back to human being life. Cheng opened the door curiously. He had no idea what an important thing Fang needed to borrow. He was very close to Bao in years. Excepted the boat he had for fishing, Bao had nothing valuable. No time to give the curious Cheng a proper explanation. Fang replied that he had an important thing to do at the moment. He implied Cheng to go out, then walked straight to Bao's room. That even made Cheng being more curious, but he had his booth to take care of. To Bao's room, Fang walked towards the demon fish's statue, carved by his master months earlier. Fang was still a carefree person. He took an apple on the altar, bit a bite, then stared at the statue and called the demon fish out. The little Sam kept his eyes on his brother. He was wondering what was happening. The little boy gave a look around the room and had no idea who Fang was talking to. Fang kept calling the demon fish out, but no one replied to him after a few moments. No matter how much effort Fang had to provoke the demon, the fish didn't expose himself. Fang got irritated. He mumbled something, then put his hands to the bag. Fang took out a huge knife. He wanted to use the huge knife to destroy the statue. When he was about to put the knife into the statue, a light glowed out in front of them, and the demon fish emerged. The demon was afraid that Fang would smash his statue into pieces and he was going to be a homeless demon. Seeing the demon, the little Sam got scared enough to yell out loud and ran to hide behind Fang's back. The little boy was very surprised how Fang could conjure a scary demon. Fang comforted Sam that was just a low-level demon who had been acquired by their master months ago, and there was no need to be that scared. The demon fish got angry, but he didn't have a gut to attack Fang. He knew very well he could not touch an inch to Fang. The demon fish tried to keep his calmness, asked Fang why the young man conjured him annoyingly. Fang went straight to the point. He wanted to borrow the demon fish's pearl to help him moving and breathe underwater freely. Fang had to give the demon a soft talk. Once the fish heard the pearl word from Fang, his face had changed. He shook his head instantly out of surprise. He told Fang that he could not let Fang borrow his pearl. That was the most important thing. Fang had to be soft and sincere as much as he could already, but the demon fish didn't want to lend him the pearl. Fang got angry. He put up his knife and told the demon fish that he would cut out the statue if he didn't hand him the pearl. The demon fish had been aware of how strong Master Jackie and Fang were earlier. Seeing Fang was irritated, he gave Fang a smile and asked Fang what he used the pearl for. Fang told the fish the truth. He explained that he wanted to defeat the aquatic monster at Pond River. The demon fish got startled and frightened once hearing that the aquatic monster was very familiar to the demon fish. He had faced the monster earlier and knew how strong the monster was as well. The demon fish held Fang's shoulder and convinced him that the aquatic monster was not easy. He was very dangerous to deal with. He was well known for a few hundred years of experience of cultivation monsters, among them at Pond area. He used the human flesh to speed up his cultivation progress. The demon fish himself had to stay away from that monster as far as possible, or else he had been eaten up by the monster already. No matter how hard the demon fish tried to convince Fang, he looked very calm. That was who he was. Master Jackie had inspired his apprentices to never step back in front of difficulties. Fang had shed light. He told the demon fish he would kill the monster and take revenge for the demon fish and his fellow if the fish let him borrow his pearl. On the opposite, the demon fish put his guard up. He persisted in not letting Fang borrow his pearl. Sam lost his patience already. He threw a fist towards the fish. At the moment, the fish was half emerging in front of them. He had used his magic to create his illusion, so the little boy was unable to hurt him. Fang had to threaten the fish that if he didn't listen and give him the pearl in peace, Fang had to use violence to take the pearl out from him. The demon fish was frightened in front of the determined Fang, but his pearl was all of his life to him. If Fang weren't careful, the fish would have been able to lose his life. He had to take careful consideration. He was struggling and unable to make a quick decision. The demon got confused. He knew he was unable to resist Fang. He exclaimed that he was so afraid Fang could not pair up with the aquatic monster. If Fang was defeated, the fish's pearl was about to be swallowed by the monster as well, and all of his hard cultivated in years was going to vanish. He had to get back to his starting point. After a few moments of contemplation, the demon fish agreed to let Fang borrowing his valuable pearl, but with a condition. He wanted Fang to promise that he had to defeat the monster at all costs. Or else once the aquatic monster found out the one who let Fang borrow the pearl to go against him, the demon fish was not going to have a peaceful life later on. It was understandable to the young man Fang. Fang made a promise to the demon fish and showed his determination to put an end to the monster's life, or in the worst scenario, he would not let the aquatic monster have the demon fish's pearl at all cost. Being comforted, The demon tabbed his belly and likely wanted to puke out. A few moments later, his body got shaken, as if he was using all of his strength already. The fish's pose was like he was getting in a choke and trying to puke something out of his throat. Fang had to put up his hands to defend the bad thing that might come. After a few moments of trying, the fish puked out a lime-sized blue ball. He was using all of his strength to let the pearl out so that his body still got shaken badly, as if he got a fever. His eyes were very red and full of tears. That was his pearl. The demon showed the pearl in front of Fang. Once again, he reminded Fang how important the pearl was to him with a very slow voice. He told Fang the pearl was his life. Losing the pearl meant he could not live underwater later on. Looking at the big pearl in the hands, our young boy got confused. He asked the fish how to use it properly. Once hearing Fang wanted to borrow his pearl, the fish thought that Fang had already known how to use it. The demon then told Fang that he just swallowed the pearl and it would work on him out of surprise. Fang got nauseous once thinking of swallowing the pearl from the disgusting demon's belly, which just puked out a few minutes earlier in front of his eyes. Seeing Fang's hesitation, the fish pushed Fang to swallow the pearl since he was a water demon and his pearl was not having a good use when letting it outside too long. Fang nodded his head to give an understanding sign to the demon, but since he touched the slippery saliva on the pearl, he got sweaty all his body. Fang got confused a little. After a few moments of struggling with the thoughts inside his head, he had to swallow the pearl no matter what. He had to sacrifice a little for defeating the aquatic monster. He closed his eye, chinned up, and tried to put the pearl to his mouth. He wanted to puke badly then, but he also wanted to come to his master as soon as possible. He tried to pull himself together. He held his breath to swallow the pearl. He felt like he got choked a few times with every movement of the full of demon salvia pearl in his throat. He tabbed his neck lightly to let the pearl in and then called the little boy to run to his master at the river quickly. The two brothers intended to leave, but the fish had detained them back for a moment. He wanted to tell Fang what he knew about the aquatic monster and hoped that Fang could use that information to acquire the monster easier. No matter what, the fish had been cultivated in the area a few hundred years already. The fish word, the aquatic monster, was a drowned man. When he fell into the river, he was accidentally obsessed by the dark souls at an ancient tomb. Ever since then, he got to be that strong. To destroy the monster, Fang had to destroy the one inside the tomb under the river first. In front of the sincere fish, Fang gave him a thank and memorized what the fish had told him. Before letting Fang and Sam go, the fish gave them good luck and wished Fang to get back safe and sound to return his pearl. Later on, Fang rushed out of the door and towards the river. At that moment, the little boy didn't ask Fang any further questions since he knew Master Jackie must have been in danger. The two of them ran for their lives towards the river. They came to the river. In front of them was an unexpected scene. Their hearts kept bouncing fast. Fang had followed his master in years, but he still got startled from what he had seen. Many water bars were rising from the river. The aquatic monster was riding on those bars. He wanted to smash our master's trap and escaped from the river. Master Jackie was standing on Bayo's boat, used his thunderous bullets to hold the monster back. Every time the monster tried to get out of the water, he got attacked by the rain of thunderous bullets. Finally, he had to get back to the water and waited for an appropriate chance. Master Jackie didn't see the monster's presence from the water's surface out of the ordinary. The river bore a weird quiet. Master Jackie was aware of the monster's abilities. He kept staying in a higher focus. Master Jackie asked Bao to hold the boat stably. He handheld the thunderous bullets tightly. He looked around and found the monster's whereabouts. He also asked Bao to focus and watch around. If he saw anything out of the ordinary, Bao had to report to the master instantly. Master kept his focus on the water as well. His face looked very serious. He knew that he was entering the monster's area, and the monster was the one taking the advantage. Just a wrong move. His life, as well as Bao's life, was about to be ended. The monster was very smart. He knew if he got out of the water, he would fall into the magical trap and being shot by the thunderous bullets. So he decided to dive deeply into the water. He slowly swam around to the boat. Master Jackie focused carefully on the water. He could see the wave the monster had made from the under and guess what the monster was about to plan instantly. He yelled out to Bao and asked him to move the boat as fast as possible, but the monster was way too speedy. The monster had taken the chance at the right time. He used all his powers to hit the boat from underneath. The boat was lifted out of the water. In a blink of an eye, the boat and people were pushing into the air. Being surprising when being thrown into the air, Master Jackie had lost his balance and fell into the water. Fang got scared for his master. He yelled out aloud. He knew that his master had put a lot of his effort into the trap in days. At the moment, it was very dangerous. Fang took out his shirt and intended to jump into the water without hesitation. Sam wanted to follow Fang as well, but Fang had stopped the little boy. He said that Sam didn't swim, and it was very dangerous under there. Sam should stay back and watch out from the river bank. The young man then jumped into the water and realized that he could freely move as if he walked on the ground. The fish's pearl must have worked on him. The water was not clear, but Fang could see everything around clearly thanks to the fish's pearl. He dived deeply, but his master was still nowhere to be found. He started to worry sick and was afraid that the monster had taken the master and tortured him out. After a deep enough diving and consecutively looking around the place, he could find the master, finally. But the great master didn't move. He was falling in a coma, he seemed. Fang thought that the monster had spelled something to his master to make him unconscious. During swimming towards his master, he saw the aquatic monster also swimming quickly towards his master. Without a second thought, the young man tried to get his master before the monster. Under the water, it was the monster's place. If he let his master go to the monster's hand, who knew what would happen to the master? He had to take action as soon as possible, or else his master's life was going to be threatened. Fang threw the rope towards the monster by one of his hands, and the other hand tried to grab his master. He held the master tightly to make sure that the monster had no chance to take him away. Regarding the monster, once he saw the rope, he didn't dodge it but tried to grab the rope out ignorantly. Once he touched the rope, his hand was cut out unexpectedly. Taking the precious chance, Fang held his master and tried to swiftly get out of the water. Every second flew by, his master's life had more chance to be ended. Fang was swimming while watching the monster. He was afraid that the monster would hit him from behind. He had seen an unexpected scene. The monster's hand had been recovering. There was a new hand coming out from the wound. As the fish had told him, the monster was rooting from the human's grudge. His strength was unable to downplay. Fang had to think of a proper method to defeat that monster. Without the monster interfering, Fang had successfully brought Master Jackie out of the water and dragged him into the bank. The worried Sam at that moment ran towards them and shouted out aloud happily. Fang was in a hurry. Ignoring what Sam was asking, he told Sam to take good care of their master so that he could get back to the fight with the monster. He consecutively looked back at the water and rushed the little boy to take Master Jackie back inside. He knew that the monster might attack him anytime. Seeing Master Jackie and Sam was in the safe zone, he got back to the river, left the worrying sick Sam there. The little boy had to shout out to Fang should be careful. Fang kept his cool by put his thumb up, smiled at the little boy, and being assured that he would kill the monster, then get back to the boy in no time. Fang was very happy when seeing the little boy was caring for him. He shortly dived into the river and continued his ongoing fight with the aquatic monster. To Fang, he did not worry at the moment. His master had been brought back to the riverbank, and he was able to fight the monster freely. Plus, he got used to swimming around the water as if walk on the ground, thanks to the fish's pearl. Holding the rope tightly on the hand, Fang didn't show any fear when facing the monster. The hand of the monster had got back to normal completely, but he still felt the pain. Seeing Fang got back, he went mad. Throughout the years he had cultivated at Pond River, no one could get in his way and put up a fight with him. He brought all of his anger out and swam towards Fang as a hungry tiger. Fang really chilled out in front of the angry monster with the rope in his hands. The two of them plunged towards and attacked each other. Every time they threw the hits, a bubble crash flew up the area and covered the two of them. Having the pearl from the fish and the magical rope, Fang could pair up with the monster in his area confidently. From the water's surface, the fight was making some huge waves, and water bars blew up high, making not only the little boy getting worried but also Master Jackie. Anyways, the master had a strong belief that his apprentice was about to win the battle for sure and got back to them safely. Master Jackie knew very well that the carefree Fang had learned a lot from him already. With the fish's pearl, he was going to be fine. Especially in a tough situation, Fang would expose and find out his deep down potential. From the surface, through the strong water bars rose up. Everyone could imagine that dramatic the battle was between Fang and the monster. The two of them threw their strongest, life-taking attacks to their components. After a moment of using his deadly attacks, the monster started to expose his weakness. Fang examined exactly the weak spot, then threw the rope towards him. Shortly the monster's hand had been cut off. But the monster still maintained his powers. He quickly recreated his hand. When Fang prepared to throw another rope, he plunged towards the young man and hit Fang strongly in the stomach. Just a carelessness, Fang got the hit and shed blood already. It was red around the area. Smell fresh blood, the monster got aggressive. He tried to use his sharp teeth to attach Fang to the neck. The wound in Fang's belly got him weakened. He was very painful and trying his best to dodge the monster's attacks. He used the rope throwing towards the monster repeatedly and kept the monster away from him. He knew that if he got hit just one more time, he would be dead meat. After a few times of consecutively throwing the rope towards the monster, Fang finally could make it tied the monster's hand successfully. The monster struggled to escape from the rope, but he was unsuccessful. Fang locked the monster and tried to use his all strength to throw the monster away. Unable to resist the young man, the monster's body had been thrown away. The monster's body had flown to the river's bottom, made a cloud of dust flew around the area. Gradually, the monster's body exposes back to Fang along with the dust fading out. The monster's head had hit a huge rock at the bottom of the river and made him dizzy. The monster crawled around and tried to get his consciousness back. He tried to examine for Fang's position and faint. Suddenly, Fang's rope had touched him. The monster screamed out due to getting hit in the face. The monster flew into the river's bottom and made a huge wave. The strong hit by the rope had broken some of his sharp teeth. It also made the monster plugged to the bottom up to his half body. The monster got weakened a little. At that moment, he didn't dare to win over the fight with Fang. All he needed was escaping out of Fang's hand. Fang looked down at the monster from up high. That was the very first time he felt the mighty in front of a demon in his life. Fang knew that the monster could recreate his body parts shortly and find a chance to escape from him. He would never let it happen. Fang spoke that he was a god's hand. The monster was about to be killed in no time to pay off for what he had done so far to the innocent people. Out of a sudden, the monster screamed out, and his scream stirred up the water around. A school of fishes moved around and surrounded Fang shortly. Fang had not aware of the fish's manipulation abilities of the monster. The school of fishes had gathered and formed a trap in front of Fang. Indeed, like what the demon fish had told Fang, the aquatic monster was not easy to deal with. Fang got a little regret. He didn't take a quick action to end the monster and give him a chance to defend. Those fishes got their glowing eyes, some of them got sharp teeth. They opened their mouths wide, swam towards Fang, and tried to bite him to death. Under the monster's control, those fishes swam towards and attacked Fang repeatedly. They surrounded Fang. His eyes had been out of the vision. The monster took the chance instantly. He went away without a trace before Fang could realize. Seeing the school of dense fishes in front of his eyes, Fang had to clear them up first as quick as he could to chase after the monster, or else it would be difficult to defeat the monster if the monster could recover completely later on.